Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for episode 22. It's my dogs just came in the living room as I've started recording there. So, episode 22, the bigger one. We've all been waiting for the Old Firm preview, but obviously before we go into that, we've got to break down a couple of points. We've got to look at the game, big game tomorrow against St Mirren. We're going to give a wee opinion on Ianis Hagi as he's hitting form. We're going to talk about the media, basically after that Hibs game, what's happened with that. And always, our socials are in the description of the video. If you could like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Every Other Saturday podcast, it would mean a lot as well. So, let's go for it then. The Hibs result happened. It was a tight game, 1-0 up, 1-0 victory. There was a few claims for Hibs getting hard done by with penalties and refereeing decisions and stuff in that game. All the media basically came out and saying that Rangers were lucky they were up against it. Hibs are the first sort of team in the league this season to give them a challenge. So, what is your thoughts on that?
I mean, the Hagi one, you could probably say he's a penalty, mate, to be honest with you, but I couldn't really give a flying fuck. We won the game, to be honest with you. I don't, these people writing, do you know what I mean? Stick to writing, whatever you're writing. I don't really care. The Hibs is a tight game, it's a close game. Probably should have had a penalty. Do you know what I mean? That's about it, to be honest with you. The Hagi one is definitely, I would say the Hagi one. I can't even think of another incident that was, to be honest, I think for us, like that, big boy, as I said to you, in the first half should have been sent off.
Mm-hmm.
He only get booked until the second half. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can think of a tackle on Ryan Kent. Kent didn't even have the ball and he just shoulder buzzed, didn't he? Do you know what I mean?
I remember that as well.
To be honest, if you're wanting to talk about decisions, the referee probably didn't have the best game, but in terms, like, that boy should have been sent off for me personally, but nah, one penalty claim, that's about it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true because the media are basically taking away for the fact that Rangers actually won this game, and I'd say won it to a good degree. It was 1-0 going on about 4 with the chances Rangers had. Hibs actually only had one shot on target the full match as well. Fair enough, they were attacking us, they were giving us a good game, but they didn't produce anything that was necessarily troubling apart from that one shot in like the 80th minute for Al McGregor. So
let's be honest, same as usual, mate, we dominated the game.
Nah,
Do you know what I mean?
was.
Hibs caused us problems with the first half. Well, I can think maybe later on in the second half. But to be honest with you, again, Rangers dominated the game. Do you know what I mean? People are just looking for excuses to take away from what we're doing, I guess. I don't know.
Nah,
it's all just... Didn't focus on...
It's all just points, basically, to try and, I don't know, take down Rangers, as you say, for playing so well, try to make good results look negative, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's just, it didn't really sit right with me with the fact that nobody was coming out really praising Rangers for winning another game. It was all talks of, Hibs won, Hibs played well, should have won the game, they should have had this many penalties and all that. It's just, that's the media for you in Scotland.
You know, ex-pundits, ex-players, like Michael Stewart will be hanging, do you know what I mean? But this is the only time I've ever found myself ever agreeing with Martin O'Neill in my life is, see people who have never won anything in the game, I don't think it should be pundits, to be honest with you. See, fair enough, you're a decent player and all that, but you don't know what it takes to win a title. You don't know what it takes to win a cup. Why are you commentating on football?
No.
Do you know what I mean? I'm sick of it, obviously. Do you know what I mean? I'm just sick of people like that clearly have a vendetta against the club. Do you know what I mean? It pisses me off with people like that. But as you're talking about this Hibs game, apparently Hingway, that's about all I can think. He probably should have been, maybe if we had VAR, it probably would have been given.
Nah,
but
even then, I watched that Hagi one back a few times. Fair enough, his boots high, but he doesn't make any contact with the player at all. I don't see how he could get a penalty. Fair enough if he slightly hit him, but he literally doesn't make any contact at all. So even at that, I wouldn't say it's a penalty. I think they're just clutching at straws. But that's
a both, mate. It's a bit of both.
Yeah, that's a bit. Obviously, great win, so we can move on for that. But as you say, the man who was the talking point of the match for the penalty decisions and winning the actual game with his goal was Ianis Hagi, and he's had great form over the past sort of week, couple of weeks after that cameo against Motherwell off the bench. He's scored 2 goals. against St Johnstone as well. So I'm happy for Ianis Hagi. You know what I mean? Like, he's come under a lot of criticism after he signed permanently for Rangers. It's not been sort of a good spell for him the past couple of months. He's not really featured at all for the start, but he's starting games now. He's playing to a good degree. He's getting goals. He's an important player becoming Hagi. So what's your thoughts about Hagi now? Anything else?
Listen, mate, you can go back and you can listen to some of the old podcasts. I backed the boy, even when he wasn't, do you know what I mean, in the fine thing, mate. You could tell he was down. Obviously, there might have been stuff going off on the park or what have you. You could tell he probably wasn't in the best mind of playing football.
Yeah.
But as I say, he's coming, he's showing you, mate, he's showing you the player he is. Do you know what I mean? What I'll say is, I think everyone's going to have a role to play in this title. Hopefully, don't want to hang me up, but in going for a title, everyone's going to have a role to play. There's going to be, as we said, like, there's times where, do you know what I mean, Kent stands out, Tav stands out, Hagi's standing out now. So that's what I'm liking about it, is everyone's playing a part. No. Even like players that we don't talk about all the time, like players like Glenn Kamara or anything like that. Like, everyone's standing out, but Ianis Hagi's turning into, I personally feel like, do you know what I mean, the player that he should be when he's got confidence, when he's feeling comfortable. Do you know what I mean? I'm enjoying Aribo, mate. I could watch them play football all day. See, to be honest, see if you're picking a five-a-side team, see for me they're in there. Do you know what I mean? Let's be honest. Myself included. I won't get the card around, Jack. When you see my stats, I'll be playing around.
You're quite right there. I think Aribo as well as Hagi's come on to a great game so far. Aribo even more so now that we've only got a few midfielders. With Ryan Jack Arfield being out injured, he's going to be pivotal in this sort of long spell in January in the league. So it's good for different players to be hitting form at different times of the season. As you say, everybody has their stages. Kent at the start of the season, we had Tavernier, we've got Roof hitting form, now we've got Hagi. So it seems to be there's not just one player carrying this full team like last season with Alfredo Morelos. There's stages where people come in and out of form. And it's obviously pleasing to see. I'm pleased to see Hagi is getting starts, becoming an important player, getting, I wouldn't say the fans back on his side, but, you know, like, showing them what he can actually do, because he's come under a lot of scrutiny.
100%.
It's good to see him chipping in with goals. I always said that as well in the earlier podcast. I think when he gets a goal, he'll kick on. So hopefully he can do that. I would love to see him hit a certain target of goals and assists for the season. I think he's still the top assister in the Scottish Premier League, you know. So he's an important player to have. He's becoming even more important every week. So I'm very happy.
You can see what kind of player is, as I said to you, mate, when he feels confident. Do you know what I mean? When he's feeling confident, he's feeling comfortable playing the game. I liked it, obviously, in the St Johnstone game as well. He showed a bit of fight, a bit of aggression. Do you know what I mean? Because he was getting pulled about.
He was getting kicked about.
So I like to see that. And then exactly, and he probably shouldn't celebrate again, going, you know what I mean, for this slide on his knees. He probably should maybe just
maybe injured himself.
Aye.
Yeah, I know, but Hagi, can't be more pleased with the lad. He's making me eat my words for at the start of the season a bit, where I said what are we signing him for, but he's doing everybody proud now. Even that goal could become one of the most vital goals of the season against Hibs. I don't think anybody could take away from the fact that that's a massive result. But moving on for obviously penalties, Hibs, that game's away in the distance. We've got to look forward to tomorrow now, Wednesday night at St Mirren. It was a bad week a couple of weeks ago for us there, but it's the league now. Surely the team will be out there seeking redemption. And not letting that result dwell in their heads, they beat us, we need to be careful. Just go out and slaughter them. That's what I would love to see anyway.
No, 100%, mate. I agree with you. I think it is. It's one of them you've just got to put in the back of your mind. It's a one-off game, I would hope. And I just hope we go there and do the business, mate, as I said. You know what I mean? This is... Alright, we should probably be going through, definitely, going to the semis. But it's in the past now. For me, this is the main gravy, Jack. Alright? Ain't KFC gravy, it's the main gravy.
I agree.
Alright, it's the league title.
I agree.
And this is the most important thing to win this season. So I would love to see Gerrard maybe draw a boot or something off the St Mirren manager. I don't know, that would just...
Jim Goodwin.
You know what I mean? once gear in high school lads, do you know what I mean? I don't know. It just doesn't look right to me, mate.
Fair enough. I thought it was a bit suspicious and all when he gets sent off after celebrating their third goal, I think it was, but fair enough for
Did
him.
you say football rules are stupid? What are you getting sent off for celebrating your team's goal for?
You know, you're obviously going to celebrate, but I don't know.
See when you get yellow cards for taking their tops off and all that?
I
Do you know what I mean?
understand it.
Because the referee's built like Mr. Potato Head.
But the thing we can't take away from the St Mirren game, obviously, is they are the only team to beat us this season. We need to respect them in probably a different way than we do to other opposition, especially we go in there again. We can't make the same mistakes as last time, which their whole game plan, I see, was them trying to just take Tav out of the game, which I thought they did pretty well. They put 3 players on him near enough all the time because they knew Bassey down the left-hand side wasn't going to pose as much of a threat as Tav would. So I think if Rangers get that sorted out with Barisic on the left-hand side, they'll need to chop and change about who they're going to target for that standpoint. So their whole game plan will change. I'm pretty sure our game plan and mentality will change towards this game because this, as we see every single game now, it's a different hurdle we're need to go through. This is obviously the team that have beat us. We need to go and show that this isn't like Hearts last season when we went to Tynecastle every time we couldn't beat them. So we need to show that we've moved on for these kind of things, and that was a blip.
100%, mate. 100%. I don't want to reoccur and say Hearts, man. They became bastards going away to them. No, I just want to win, mate. I don't care about anything else. I just want to win.
I'm the same. I'm not even going to ask you a score
win.
prediction. It's just I want Rangers to win the game. That's all.
Right. I thought you, mate. That's all you need to say. Rangers win.
As long as Rangers win, but I've got a big question for you. In the instant match reaction we done at the Hibs game, I wasn't very positive in Ryan Kent's performance. I feel that he should have maybe a game out the team before the Old Firm game. What do you think about that? Do you think Kent drops out this one against St Mirren?
I said that to you. I think maybe you drop him, maybe the game Wednesday, play him Old Firm, but I don't think he will. Gerrard knows how big a player he is, and in a split second, anything can happen to Kent. Do you know what I mean?
No.
And especially St Mirren. Let's not just. I know we've got Celtic at the weekend, but let's not overlook St Mirren because they're still, as you said, mate, they put us out in the cup. But I don't think you can overlook him. I think he's going to play his best starting 11 that he can. With Gerrard, do you know what I mean? You know the keeper, you know the back four. The changes mostly come from the middle of the park, really.
Aye.
No, but I think he starts, mate. To be honest, I know you would like to see him probably get dropped.
I think can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments or whatever, but I'm sure Ryan Kent has started every league game this season, and surely he's got to be a bit burnt out for that. I know he get the rest against Falkirk in the cup and like Poznan in the Europa League. That's 2 games I remember him no starting, but every league game this season, that's what 20 games we're in now. He started well for the first 10 games, sort of spiralled off. I just feel that he needs one game out of the team. You know what he's like against Celtic. He always sort of turns up no matter what form he's in. So take him out the team. The team I'm personally going to go with, I'll get yours after it, but I'm going to go with McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic, Davis, Aribo, Kamara, Roof, Morelos and Hagi up front. I feel like that could work well. It gets Kent a rest, keeps the team similar to what it is. Morelos obviously with a short cameo at the weekend could come into the lineup as well. Prove a real problem for St Mirren that they didn't have the last time. But what's your team, mate?
Listen, mate, I'm fully. I know a lot of people would say, as you said, like he can't arrest, but I don't think we can, mate. I think that's what I'm on about. He's played as many games as he has. It tells you Gerrard is. I don't know. I just think Gerrard's not going to rest any of his big players. Do you know what I mean? It's just one of the things. I agree. Maybe game this came out, Hagi, Morelos in there. Mm-hmm. I like that, Jack. I like that. What for you, son? I like that. Do you know what that shows, Jack? For you, it shows ambition, mate. That should no.
Just the way I was looking at it, like that 3 could work as well as we can. Even on the bench, you can come on if we're struggling or whatever. But I feel like that 3 could obviously be enough to beat St Mirren anyway.
No, I agree with you. But I don't think he'll rest him, mate. To be honest with you, I think he'll play him, mate.
Aye,
Do
that's
you know?
absolutely
Do you know?
pushing.
That's what I'm on about Gerrard. There's one that's at times where he can be stubborn, and
Mm-hmm.
do you know what I mean? The fans can clearly see that. Well, maybe this guy needs a break, but Gerrard probably. I don't know. As I say, but guy does what he. Do you know what I mean? He has faith in the boy. That's what I say anyway. Do you know what I mean? How many? I don't think Ryan Kent's played so many games like this before since obviously before coming to Rangers. Like, do you know what I
Nah,
mean? When he was in Germany or wherever. Do
exactly.
you know what I mean? So. I'd like to go with a system. Well, the lineup you've went with, mate, but I just think Kent's going to play regardless. Do you know what I mean? How many times have we said that before? Kent needs a rest, a rest, and he doesn't get a rest, mate. He gets a breast probably. Do you know what I mean? After the thing last season in the town. But, no, I'm only joking. No, just don't think he's going to get a rest, mate.
And then the other one, obviously, we need to sort of protect our midfielders at the moment because we've only got 4 fit. That being Bongani, Zungu, Kamara, Davis and Aribo. So another change you could maybe see happen is Zungu playing this game for Davis, but then I'm full in belief that you should just play your strongest 11 if you've got it available. I'll be like Kent is the talking point.
Why would you drop Ryan Kent then?
Kent is the talking point at the moment because I don't think he's playing that well to even be in the strongest 11 now.
Exactly, but Davis didn't have a good game, though. Davis didn't have a good game against Hibs.
Davis was all right. Kent for me has been like weeks
Listen,
and weeks.
Davis is one that needs a rest and all. Aye, I know. Listen, I'd take the 2 of them out personally. Because I think, I know we talked about Ryan Kent, how big he is against Celtic. The last couple of times we've played Celtic and all, Stephen Davis has been massive, I feel it.
No, he has. The midfield's been massive in general for the Old Firm game. The Old Firm game, the 3 he'll pick at Cell in midfield, it's going to be Aribo, Kamara and Davis. But for this game, I don't know, he played Zungu the last time, it didn't really work out, but that was a whole different sort of mentality towards that game. I think if Zungu comes in this time, maybe it'll benefit him, or maybe he'll just play a huge curveball and play him in the Old Firm game, who knows, but I can't see that. I feel like Kent, Davis is one you need to protect, obviously, at his age as well. Can he play these 2 games in this week? Who knows? But I don't know. You could see Balogun also come in as well, but I think I'd stick with Hollander. We seem more solid with Hollander and Goldson, so.
I prefer Balogun, man. Do you know what I mean? I do, mate. I'm sorry, I do. They've got that bond. Do you know what I mean?
They have played probably more games with each other.
Aye, do you know what's the main thing, mate? As I keep saying to you, we win the game. That's the main thing. We win the game. That's the main thing. I think that's the one area we need to obviously add to. I personally feel like when the market coming up, I feel like in January we need another midfielder. To be honest with you, Scotty Arthur's went down obviously with an injury. Davis as well, as you say, because his age got to be wary. But I think Davis could probably play a large number of the games still to play. But I just feel like maybe if we add another 1 or 2 maybe in the middle of the park, we'll be fine.
I'm the same because it wasn't really promising hearing for Gary McAllister the day in the presser because he was saying Ryan Jack still nowhere to be seen. They've not really said what issue it is. They said he would make the squad at the weekend, but still he's yet to be found. So we could be waiting a while on Ryan Jack, so that might lead to a January transfer for a midfielder to happen. I agree with you. I think we need a little bit of protection in that area. But there's plenty of talking points over the starting 11. I'll trust him with Gerrard plays. I'm confident we can go out there and get the victory because this is a massive game in terms of just getting over that hurdle with the defeat last time and then getting yourself in a positive mindset for Saturday. So this game is genuinely massive. I'm absolutely shiting myself. But we'll see what happens. I never thought I'd be shiting myself for an away game at St Mirren, but here we are.
Listen, every game's massive, mate, as I say. But I think the run, as I said to you, mate, this running, I would say all the way up until we play Hibs again away. I think this is probably the big talking running point for me personally.
Yeah, because this has been.
Yeah, in terms of talking about midfielders, sorry to cut you off, Phil, mate. Midfielders like that. I know it's not going to happen, but I seen it with a link with Dele Alli. I know it's not going to happen.
I think that's all paper talk. I seen the day we were also linked with John Lundstrom again because he's out of contract in January. So
take him, mate. I'll take him.
It's just
honestly.
The question marks is just over his wage bill. I think he's on about 70 grand a week at Sheffield United. So the Crystal Palace and West Ham, I think, are in for him as well. So I don't know. It could be a bit of a far fetch, but he's linked. So we'll see what happens with that one. But as long as we go out there, get the business tomorrow, and then we move on to it's a big game. It's at Ibrox this time. It's the Old Firm game. We all know what happened after the last Old Firm game. Celtic went on that run. Riots, metal sharks, all came out. Rangers pretty much winning every single game. So it was just tale of two sort of events. They fell apart and we got stronger, but they've picked up a bit of momentum now, albeit against sort of lower down the league clubs.
Teams they should be beaten. Let's just say it. Teams they should be beaten.
Teams they should be beaten because I seen John Hartson put a tweet out. He said, "Right, Celtic have got their mojo back at a right time." So let's go through Celtic's results then. Celtic beat Kilmarnock 2-0. That was our first victory after the Lille game when they started winning games again. So Kilmarnock, I think, without a win in 7, cruising at the bottom of the league. So there's that one. They then go on to that cup final, 3 each way, championship level Hearts, and they get took to penalties. Ross County at the midweek there beat them 2-0. They've sacked their manager, bottom of the league. Hamilton can't go a win without 8 first team players. So I think the fact that pundits are coming out and saying like Celtic are back when they haven't really been tested yet is a big statement to make. But they're obviously playing better, but they've still got weaknesses, which I'm sure we'll be able to exploit. So how do you see sort of this one going?
Listen, I know you're talking. That's what I'm going to say here, mate. See for Celtic to be back, their mojo back, or whatever you want to talk. See if they beat us at Ibrox. That's when Celtic are back. See, up until then, for me, they're beating teams they should be beating. They struggled with a championship team in Hearts, who people say is a Premiership quality team, which it is. But Hearts should have probably won that game. As I said, mate, that boy missed 2 sitters.
Penalties were poor and all.
Do you know what I mean? This is a massive game, obviously, for us and Celtic, because obviously it's getting played on the 2nd of January. Obviously, when the Ibrox starts to happen, so I don't know, what was it, 30 years, 50 years or something?
There was a programme on about it last night. I've not seen it
yet. So that in terms of, I hope we get. Come on, you. Sorry, Jackson. I know, but I hope we get a minute of silence. My boys have just scored. But I hope we get a wee minute of silence in that. But nah, I just hope we batter them, mate, to be honest, because they're there. I've seen obviously Duffy and Julian playing together. My God, we could have a field day with Kemar there if Kemar's on his game.
Exactly, because look, fair enough, the fit form, as we say, against teams they should be beaten. This is going to be the challenge to see if Celtic can come back for that sort of bad spell they've had, because this is their first massive challenge, albeit against us. When we're playing so good, we don't really concede goals that much. We score more goals than Celtic. So, I don't know. I'm nervous. You're always nervous for an Old Firm, no matter who's playing bad or good. But I feel that we've got enough in our squad to be able to deal with Celtic, but then Celtic have got players that could also hurt us if we're not on our game as well. So for the first point I'm going to go through is who starts this game, right? So obviously it's all going to go on if we can come out of St Mirren healthy with a victory, who's going to start this game. But for me, I think the team picks itself. I don't know about yourself, but I've got McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic, Davis, Aribo, Kamara, Roof, Morelos and Kent is who'll start the game, right? What do you think?
See, to be honest with you, mate, I don't think Fredo's going to start, to be honest.
You think so?
I just don't think he's going to.
I think it's obviously hard to drop Hagi, albeit his forms get better, but I just feel that he could still be a bit lightweight for this game. He could be better coming on the latter stages yet.
You call him that way of cheating? You saying that he needs to get in the gym? And he needs to drink some milk?
I just think he could be a bit lightweight for this game yet. for a start. I think Morelos always causes him problems. He always gets wound up by them, but he can dish out again, albeit if he can stay without a card or that. We've got enough firepower for the bench as well. We've got Cedric Eaton to come on. We've got Brandon Parker. We've got Defoe.
Listen, I have to agree with you there, mate. The team picks itself. The team just really does pick itself for this kind of game. I think we've got too many good attacking players. Their defence is so bad. Do you know what I mean? Exploit that defence. I know they're going to have that young lad Hazard or whatever his name is in goal.
Aye.
So that's going to be a massive game for that laddie. Obviously, they still have a good number of good attacking players themselves. Like, do you know what I mean? Turnbull seems to be a decent player. Ryan Christie. I don't even know who plays up front for him at the moment.
Well, that's what I was going to go on to. I was going to go into what team we should sort of expect, because they've been playing different formations. They've been playing a 3-5-2. They've been playing a 4-2-3-1. They've been playing a diamond recently. So if they go with the diamond, they'll go with Hazard, Frimpong, Ayer, Duffy, Laxalt, Brown. I think if he's fit, will play the game over Sorrell. Christie, McGregor, Turnbull, Edward and Griffiths. I'd say, see if they play that team, plays into Rangers' hands in my opinion. If they play a diamond in midfield, that's just going to allow Tav and Barisic to do what they do best, and they'll have nothing to stop that. But I think maybe they'll go a bit smarter. I'm unsure if Julian is fit, but they might go with that 3-5-2 again. It didn't work at Celtic Park the last game. The 4-2-3-1, which they sort of go with Turnbull in the middle, Christie out wide, Griffiths and Edward, one of them up front or out wide, McGregor and Brown sitting. Like, there's plenty of obviously formations they can play. They've got Ayeti and Kilamala on the bench as well, so they've got plenty of good players, but these are players that haven't been shown up all season really. So we'll obviously see what happens in that regard. But what do we actually?
Listen, mate, it's not what I was going to say, mate. Listen, see what it doesn't matter the run that Celtic have gone on. Doesn't matter the run that we've gone on. For me, to be honest with you, getting into a new year, they still could do it. Do you know what I mean? I think this game's, to me, it's bigger than the Celtic away one at the start of the season. For me personally, because we do you know what I mean? They've went on a bad run of form. Do you know what I mean? We've just been, don't want to say the word dominating, but I think we've been pretty close to it, to be honest with you. We've had a couple of slip-ups, but listen, that's going to happen. I just feel like, I don't know, mate. I'm just feeling like their defence isn't going to be able to cope with our attack. To be honest with you, Frank Kent, as you say, mate, Frank Kent gets rested. The St Mirren game, then comes in for the Old Firm, energised. Then he's going to cause them problems all day long. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Kemar Roof now, as you said, mate, starting to find his footing. And I feel like he will cause them problems. Even, do you know what I mean? You say Cedric or a Defoe, they could come in and do the business. Morelos, I pray you get a goal. I pray you can score in this game, especially at Ibrox. That'd be sweet. Greg Stewart, I pray Greg Stewart comes on, gets a hat trick. No joking. Ianis, hit yourself in the gym, son. Hulk Hogan it. Vitamins, prayers, milk. All right, let's do it. Drink raw eggs in a cup or whatever you have to do. Put the beef on, put the muscle on. But no, mate, it's their defence for me that's in our attack. That's where the real thing is. Obviously, they're going to try and stop Barisic and Tav, but I don't really think they can, mate, to be honest with you. Honestly, see the Hearts team that they played in that cup final. I really feel like that would finish a good 5-6-0 for us, to be honest with you, mate.
Nah, maybe
we would have battered them. I'm telling you.
Aye, they've definitely they're vulnerable at the back. No matter who they play, they are vulnerable. If they play that young laddie in goal and all, I think that plays into, no matter what goalkeeper they play, I think they're all three of them are poor. Just this wee guy's the best of the bunch at the moment.
Wee guy, mate, he's a green giant, that guy, man.
Aye, he's about 8 foot to be fair, but
big Jassy.
I just feel that no matter who they play at the back, I feel Rangers can get at it. Scott Brown plays, I feel that plays into Rangers' hands as well, because you know where the game's been won the past few times, it's been won in the middle of the park. So I don't know. I'm obviously on edge about it because we're playing tomorrow, but It's massive. It is massive towards our season. These could be the biggest 2 games we face, because if we get over these 2, and then we've get to the end of the January and we get to that, obviously we're winning. We could be in for a good season, but it's time to obviously focus. Team need to focus heavily on these 2 games. But the question I've got for you, just to round off a bit about Celtic, is: do you feel that this is a must-win game, or do you feel that we can afford to drop any points at all here?
Against Celtic?
Aye.
Are you smoking crack?
What's the question, mate?
It's something, mate. What can this is a must-win game. You've got to beat Celtic.
Nah, of course it is must-win, but if this game finishes a draw, for instance, do you think we could get away with a draw?
But a draw at home at Celtic?
Could happen.
The way they've been?
Nah, exactly.
It could happen, but it's not...
You'd be pissed off about it, but the question is... Like,
I'd be fuming about it, mate. If we draw with Celtic the way Celtic have been playing, I'd be off my dome, because we've been bossing this league so far. Do you know what I mean? And Celtic, as I say, woeful. As I've said, form doesn't matter going into these games. You know what I mean? It's a derby. Obviously, the main part's missing. The first one, I'll be honest with you, see the one at Celtic Park, missing the fans massively. This game's about us. Do you know what I mean? To be honest with you, the first game was a bit... I thought I took a, you know what I mean, a Xanax, and I was about to go to sleep watching it, to be honest with you, mate, because there was, honestly, I'm up there, do you know what I mean? I'm going to have to crack a couple of cans open to get a buzz, do you know what I mean? For this game as usual, but no, I'll get a buzz if Alfredo scores, honestly. See, if Alfredo scores, I'll run up and down the street naked, mate, I'm telling you. No. Snowing now, so even better. I'll jump in the snow, better arsed. Exactly. No, mate, we can't afford to draw with this game. We can't afford to hang with it. I think we have to win it more than... honestly, the game, I'm not even... I know it's hanging going into an Old Firm. I'm more hanging about St Mirren than I'm Celtic. I'm shitting myself more for St Mirren than I'm Celtic. To be honest with you. See if we slip up against St Mirren again, I'm going to get off my head. Honestly.
That's also something that can happen. If we slip up against St Mirren, they go ahead and beat Dundee United midweek. They're going into that full of confidence, and the whole game's flipped on its head. But if we go out there, win tomorrow, say they win as well, and then it's going to be a tasty fixture no matter what. But I agree with you as well. I've seen a few people on Twitter saying, look, we could afford to draw this game. But I'm like, no. Every single game is a must-win game to me. So I've seen people on Twitter saying, look, we could afford to draw against Celtic. And I'm like, no, you can't. Just every single game has to be...
No, you can't. You can never afford to draw to Celtic.
Exactly. So.
Do you remember the 5-1 batterings?
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, I'll take a point. This isn't Mark Walburn's team. Do you know what I mean? We don't have Sean Goss running about the park. Do you know what I mean? We've got proper midfielders now.
Aye, it's always going to be nervous. You're nervous to predict anything that's going to happen. But the main focus is tomorrow at the moment. Get the 3 points against St Mirren. Go into this Old Firm game with a high mentality. Off a victory. Hopefully we can try and keep a clean sheet tomorrow as well, and we'll see what happens on the derby. But is there anything else you would like to say about the Old Firm game?
As I've said, mate, just hopefully... I can't believe that. There's actual Rangers fans saying they'll take a draw at Ibrox to Celtic.
Well, I don't know if they were saying they would take a draw, but they're saying, look, could we afford to draw this game? Basically,
what drugs are they on?
I don't see the argument either, but I just thought I'd bring it up.
Could we afford to? That's disgusting behaviour, that. A draw at home to Celtic.
Yeah, no, we need to win it. We need to win every game in the league this season. Look, we're over the halfway point now. 18 games left in the league. These are 18 cup finals to me, so let's win every single one of them. As far as I'm concerned. But
listen, as I've said to you, mate, see, for me, up until now, until Hibs away, see if we can win a large majority of the games. I'm not going to say it, but after that point, I'm saying there's do you know what I mean? You don't know how to curse it.
No.
Do you know what I mean? But I'm feeling if we can get the job done up until that point, I'll be happy. If you get a chance, watch the goal that my boys Leeds United have just we've scored into West Brom. It's sort of like FIFA. Like when you're raging, just pass it in your own net.
Right.
Aye.
We'll get a watch after we're done here. But that's pretty much all I've got to say about the Old Firm as well. It would be more in depth if we didn't have a game tomorrow, so we could put our full attention on Celtic. But St Mirren is all I'm thinking about now. I'm just getting flashbacks to like a couple of weeks ago. But hopefully the players have got out of their mind. They're getting out there. They're smelling blood. They're getting at least a few goals, sitting a healthy lead, get the 3 points up the road. But it's a huge week. Just can't stop.
Massive week, man.
Just can't stop thinking about what's coming up. So that's all I've really got to say on matters this week. Don't know if you're too interested in the Leeds game, or not.
I know. Just Phillips had a shot outside the box here, mate. Aye, what it? Getting bent over there? No, sorry, mate. Listen, 100%, mate. As I say, I'm more nervous for the St Mirren game than for the Old Firm. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's going to be Happy New Year or this part. Don't care. Just give me the game. I want the game. Do you know what I mean? It's usually you can't sleep. Do you know what I mean? You're watching old games beforehand. But I'm more bringing it for St Mirren than I'm a Celtic, to be honest with you.
Aye.
Mate, but I know everyone obviously says we have Hagi, but listen, we'll see if Hagi plays in the Old Firm. See if he does. Hope he shocks all yous. Do you know what I mean? Does his Hulk Hogan pose? Do you know what I mean? And listen, see if any of the strikers go down. They know where I'm at. January, free signing, Diego Costa style me. Alright? They seen the FIFA stats. I'm here. I know I'm wearing the retro Leeds top here, but listen, I'll rip my boys every day. Do you know what I mean? I won't even wear a top jack. I'll get the Rangers badge just tattooed right in my stomach. Do you know what I mean? Like no how they fat England fans.
Aye.
I'll just get it pure tattooed there. Do you know what I mean? Nah.
Fair enough. Do what you do, mate. Do what you do.
Aye, do what you do, mate.
But aye, that's pretty much all I've got to say this week. Just being careful what you say, because obviously we can't speak too soon on matters.
100%.
But aye, that's it, mate. Have you got anything else to say before we wrap up?
Just want to wish all the people who watch and listen to the podcast a happy New Year when it comes. Obviously, it's not been the best year for everybody, but just a happy New Year when it comes, and may Rangers continue to deliver.
Yeah, exact same. Happy New Year to all the viewers that have sort of got behind us in our sort of 5 months doing this, so it's much appreciated. There'll be a lot more content coming.
5 months, Booker T style.
There'll be a lot of content coming within the new year as well, so I hope it's a good one for everybody involved. Finally we'll go out of this hellhole 2020. So the socials, Twitter's at Every Other Saturday One, Instagram at Every Other Sat Pod, and our YouTube channel Every Other Saturday Podcast. We're also available on Spotify
and Ball
as well. I'll round this up and you can get away to watch football, mate.
I know.
We're available on Spotify as well, so if you could give a listen over there as well and a share, it's much appreciated. But that's all we have got for us. Hopefully it's a good week for Rangers, and hopefully it's a good 2021 for everybody watching. So see you later.
And hopefully we score. Go on.